Bienvenidos al ciclo de charlas internacionales de la Feria de Movilidad Académica 2022, organizada por la Dirección de Internacionalización de la Universidad de los Andes. Esta charla será realizada en inglés por parte de nuestro socio y se espera que ustedes participen en inglés también. I would like to welcome everybody to our international talks, which was organized by the Office of International Affairs of UNIANDES for our Mobility Academic Fair of 2022. These international talks are going to be organized with several partners in September and October as well. Today we have Sandra Santos, who is the International Mobility Management at Técnico Lisboa. With this university, we have different partnerships exclusive for engineering students, architecture students, and also physics, biology, and mathematical students. So we are going to have a 20 or so minute lecture, and then we will answer the questions made in the Q&A section. You will have a Q&A, a question, like a button to ask your questions, and this meeting is going to be recorded and shared. So now, Sandro, you can start now if you want.
Hi, good morning to you all. For us, it's good afternoon. It's 3 p.m., but it's a pleasure for so many students are here today in these early hours on the morning for you. So thank you first for the invitation again by the Uniandes Mobility Office. So it's a pleasure to also to again collaborate with you and to always improve this partnership. In this case, during the last year, since we have agreements, we have received and sent students among each other. So it's a pleasure to be here to present what Technica has to offer to your students, in this case, the exchange programs for the next semester. So to start and to show you my presentation, I will share my screen with you and let me know if you are seeing it and if everything is okay. Can you confirm?
Yes, we can see it
Yeah,
perfectly.
great. So, first of all, we are the Mobility and International Cooperation Office. Me and Ricardo, my colleague from the Outside Europe team that is present during this session, was watching, but he is also my partner, let's say in crime, dealing with all of these programs and mobilities. So we are the Outside Europe team inside the Mobility International Cooperation Office. And for this talk today, we'd like to present some features, some facts and figures that we have about Technico, about the mobility program, what we can offer you during your stay for, I would assume, for one semester, but I don't know if some of you could do more or not, but at least one semester you are able to do it. So first of all, I just want to make you a quick introduction to our, let's say, our founder, our first director as well. And he had like a mentality at the time. So this was like more than 100 years ago. At the time, the country doesn't have that much engineers and people form that were graduating in this area. So what he wished to do is to provide the country the engineers and the know necessary to build up a new and modern country. So for that being, he wished to develop the country and to increase our let's say our position in the world. So at that time we are transitioning from a monarchy to a republic. So it was let's say some troubled times at that time, but everything got easier by a few years. So that is his great wish, and for that, what he started to do is to found the first class, and right in the year that the campus start, and a few years later, a decade and so in a few years, he start to construct the campus. Also, with the help of some of the first students and other students, there was alumni at the time and helped to build the campus and design and project all the project. 10 years later, the campus was concluded. Let's say the main campus, the Alameda campus, and by 3 years later, the first, let's say, the first demand of engineers that Technico were able to graduate helped to construct the Lisbon International Airport. So since the beginning, the alumni from Technico was important. On 1972, it was a major time regarding some student strike, regarding conditions. At the time, we were,
Um, Sorry,
yeah.
it's just that we are seeing the just the first slideshow, and I don't know
Oh,
if you're going through it.
yeah, yeah. Just move to another slide, just a few seconds. But
Hmm.
let
Okay.
me try to check what is
Yeah,
happening.
don't
Can you
worry.
see it
It's
now?
okay.
Okay. I will try something differently. Let me just try to, because I share only my window, probably it's easier to share my entire screen.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's easier that way.
Okay, so I think now it will be on and I will open again and now it's supposed to be working, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
now we can see the timeline.
great, great. So like I was telling you, now you can see some images and the chronology, the timeline at the time. So on 1972, our students were a major force during the strikes that we have, and it also led to the country to pass by a dictatorship to a democracy in 74. So it was some troubled times in those years, but everything got clear as well after a few years. Let's say the next big project that the Technico had is it was after finished the campus. It was on the end of the 20th century to construct the two towers. We call it twin towers. So it's the North Tower and the South Tower in our main campus, the Alameda campus. So it was an achievement at the time. There were at the time the biggest towers in Lisbon, so that was important by then. And also on the beginning of the new century, we also let's say, found or inaugurated a new campus, a more innovative and technological campus. So almost 100 years later, we 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 inaugurated the Tagus Park campus. So, and for that is located on a part of the district of Lisbon where many technological companies are there. So IBM, Microsoft, Google, all these high-tech companies are located nearby. So it was to create a close relationship between let's say the alumni and the students and the enterprise and the entrepreneurship world. So and on 2000 sorry in 2012 we also renovated an old facilities that we have on Lourdes, that is a municipality nearby Lisbon as well, and we use that campus mainly for investigation and for research purposes. So it was old facilities that we renovate and use for those purposes. So, like I was telling you, those campus, the main one, Alameda campus, is located in the center of Lisbon. So it's the best place to be because it's center to all the other directions around the city. We also have on a municipality nearby in Oeiras, the Tagus Park campus, that one that is also for that is the innovative campus. So probably if you are from industrial and engineering, industrial and production engineering students, you will be there taking classes. And the Lourdes campus, that is the CTN, is mainly responsible for the investigation. So probably if you have some kind of research that you need to do there regarding nuclear field, it will be you will be there for sure. And like I show you, that at the time was the first autonomous campus within the old university Portuguese system. The Tagus Park campus at the time, it was also the most innovative one in the old country and in the city of Lisbon as well. And the other one, the CTN campus, is like I told you to help you to do some research in nuclear energy and related fields of study. So, just to also give you some facts and figures about us. As you can see, we as a, let's say, the STEM faculty of the of the University of Lisbon, but we also have architecture, maths, and some sciences. We are the main faculty regarding the number of students. So at the time, we with the beginning of this new year, it's almost 12,000 students. So it's a lot of people that are in this campus and in the Tagus Park campus as well. So they are mostly of undergraduate and master and PhD students. But the most important thing for us, as you can see by the international numbers, is that regarding the exchange students, even if it's for master or PhD, I would say that each semester could reach the 10% of our population. So it's a lot of exchange students that you will meet and exchange experience and new conversation and new culture that you will face, and you will learn from them for sure, as they will learn from you. Regarding the programs, we have undergraduate programs. So, and for that, you are able to take them, but for them need at least a B2 level, a B2 Portuguese level, a certificate or a diploma that comproves that you are able to take those classes. But on the second cycle, that we call the master level, but for you, it's let's say it's like it's your fourth and fifth year. So we also know that for some of you, we also call it undergraduate. So it's just that the European system is mostly divided. On bachelor you have 3 years, and on master you have 2 years, and during these 5 years you will be a master student and you will be graduated. So just for letting you know that you are able to come here to take classes in English on on the fourth and fifth year, and if you want to do classes from the to the first to the third year, you can take it, but they will be in Portuguese. Nevertheless, even if you take only fourth and fifth year classes in English, you will have, I don't know, hundreds of courses to choose. So that will be not a lack of courses for you to choose. And also, if we are still developing that part, but it's also possible to do some mobilities during PhD. But for that, we also need to check with Uniande's mobility office in which modes it's possible for you to do it. Nevertheless, what I can told you is, like, regarding our research parts that you can also take in here, we have many different projects and labs and centers that you can do your research, and you can apply to do some project that you wish to develop. And one thing that we also are mostly that we are glad to be is that since we are a public institution and we depend on the central government to send funds to work. But in our case, since we had like many research and patents and some projects running by that gather some financial support, we only depend on 48% on the government. So we are a little bit proud of that, being a public institution. And we also are able and we were also glad to, at the end of our students' PET, during the academic PET that they are here doing with us, almost the majority of them are 42% of them are employed before the degree. So that's also a good thing for the curriculum, even for you coming here just for taking one semester. It will be a huge difference when you are applying for jobs after the end of your academic path. And since we are many also, let's say, led to this entrepreneurship part, we also have many technical spin-offs that students or ex-alumni that came from technical that found companies that now are very successful, and some of them are also close by this Alameda campus. So you can also work there, or if you have some investigation to do, you can also be there with them during your time in here. For that, just to give you a quick preview regarding our status in rankings, we are the best school in Portugal, and we are among the top 50 in the world. And depending on the rankings, we are in the top 10, 15 of the best engineering schools in Europe. So it's a good place to be. Also, regarding our alumni, as I talk that many about our alumni, I would ask you, I will give you a few seconds if you want to guess, which is our, let's say, most well-known student or former student. Are you willing to guess or not?
Okay, I think they are not able to use their
Oh, use the
microphone,
microphone.
but I can allow
Okay.
them if you want to.
Now, if they want to reply, but if not,
Okay,
I would.
okay, okay, great. So I will have the chat.
Okay. So
There you
if
have it. So if you want to guess,
wait,
there you
sorry,
are.
I just made a quick preview. I don't know if you saw it. Sorry.
Don't
If
worry.
no one is guessing, but I got that answer one time. It's not Cristiano Ronaldo, but it's the current Secretary of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres. So it was one of our alumni. It was one of the few that got the top grade in technical. So we have a scale from 0 to 20, and he got 20 on the end of his master. So it's a top student, and we are proud of that. And as you can see, we also had prime ministers that was alumni from technical ministries of education, and that's important to define the education path for the country for this time during the democracy times. And we also have Ministry of Science and Technology. Some of them are also professors or former professors of technical, and also for industry, energy, other areas, as you can see, social, economics, all of that. Also, this how to call it? This gentleman is the currently also the mayor of the city of Lisbon. So it was a former alumni from Technico. It was a European commissioner, and now it's the mayor of the city of Lisbon. And we are also proud to count on him. So as you can see, we have many relevant alumni that influence the country and the European governments during the time that after they graduate. Okay, so as you can see, endless list. We are just showing that. You don't need to memorize all of that. And just to give you a quick preview on that, as you can see, since the beginning of the democracy and the beginning of the Portuguese government during democracy, there only on two governments there was none ex alumni from technical, especially engineers, that was present. So let's say that our influence it's good enough, and we are proud that we graduate and that we are able to train not only the best students and the best person to pursue great careers, but also great persons and people that can influence the society. So just to go ahead, to not bother you more with that, I will just show you our current educational offer. As you can see here, probably this could be a little bit confused now, but we also will share with you our fact sheet and the International Mobility Guide for you to have all the essential information and details, and that will also be there. What I can show you here, or just to translate you quickly, the degrees that you see on bold, even if they are in black or blue, they are the ones that you are able to do your mobility programs. Of course, that will be your main degree that you will do the majority of your courses and subjects, but you can also pick from the other courses. Just keep in mind that the majority of the courses must be from that same degree. But we know that as you students of Uniandes and also our students have a multidisciplinary path through their academic studies. So it's possible to pick up from other different areas, from different from your field of study, just to, let's say, enrich your curricula. So you will be able to pick even from other courses. Also, And for the ones that you see highlighted in bold and highlighted, so we have like a national, we have national exams on the high school to enter in the university system, and we have rankings and grades and tops among all the degrees that we have. And as you can see, four of them are present in the top 10. And also, especially for aerospace engineering and engineering physics, they are top 2 and 3 on the entries of regarding highest grade in the university national system. So as you can see, they are top ranked courses, degrees, and we also are proud of that. That's why we are the best engineering school in the country. And moving forward, uh, I'm trying to move forward just to have some problems here. I don't know if you are. Oh, okay. Now we are good. Like I told you before, you can also do some research and development during your mobility year. You have different centers and institutes that you can go, and also labs. I will just show you some highlighted research projects that are very successful, and that we know that some of you wish to take or wish to participate during your mobility year. So I will just show you and passing by a little bit just for you to have a quick preview, but that information, it's also being on our mobility documents for you to research, do your research, and see if it's interesting or not for your mobility period with us. So as you can see from different areas, even some of these projects demands, let's say, like an engineering, electrical student, also industrial student. So these projects are managed directly by students with a professor supervising, but they do all the buys that they need for the project. They manage all the logistic part. So it's especially interesting for you to have like a an experience different from the study field. So it's mostly like your first job before leaving the university. So it could be also a really interesting experience for you. Some of them um, are also aimed to the new technologies and the new renewable energies. So it's also important, and some robotic ones that are more willing to see to aim to the future. Okay, so and many of those projects was created by technical alumni students at the time with us, and they after they leave they created some spin-offs. They form their companies in technical and then go outside the campus to, let's say, to proceed with their companies. From all of these that you can see in many different areas, I will just highlight two of them: Talkdesk and Unbabel, that you can see on the information, communication, and technology. Those two are unicorns. And Portugal only have 5 unicorn companies, and two of them are from former students of technical that start to develop these companies inside, and then they are just outside the campus in other buildings, but close by, and they also uh, work with some current students and also other alumni to develop more and more that company. So as you can see, it's also a good entrepreneurship relation between technical and companies that come from outside, from inside technical. Regarding that, just to give you a eye view regarding our internationalization and cooperation, that part of it is what we are doing here. Just have this conversation with you, showing you some facts and figures that and what we have to offer you. And I would suppose that some of you know, others probably don't. It's not a problem. We have inserted in different networks. One of them is especially related with you. There is the Magalhães network. There, inside the Magalhães network, you will have the Smile Exchange program. That is the program. If you are selected to come here to Technical, you will be a student within this huge network from European and Latin American universities, and you will be here with other many different students from from other Latin American universities, as you can see on the left side, but you can also add the experience to add some European colleagues here with you and share some experience previously before you arriving here in Lisbon, if that is the case for you. So just to give you the preview that you will be part of a huge network. Regarding the mobility programs, we have many of them. Of course, we have mostly Erasmus programs that are only for European students. One of the many is that we have bilaterally with Uniandes, that is one of our huge partners that send many students, and we also send some students. We are trying to incentive them to go more as you send to us. So, but we had some after, let's say, this huge pandemic, we are still recovering, but during the last semesters we are able to send now some students to you. So it's good to see that everything is starting to get back to normal. And as you can see, SMAL is one of the many study programs that the one that supposedly you will be on. And sorry again. And as you can see, we have internship programs and some short courses that you are also able to take during your mobility year. Okay, so it's like a plus during your mobility to also take one of these programs. Okay, so I know that it's a lot of information. That's why I not will bother you more with that. And just to close my presentation, I will just show you two quick videos just to be like the end of our conversation. Of course, you can do some questions and to probably you had some doubts, and you can put them with that here, no problem. Okay, so just a quick video first from our faculty, and just let me know if you are hearing the sound. But I would suppose that everything it will be clear. Okay, so I will stop talking and show you the video. Okay.
Give a man a fish and feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and feed him for a lifetime. Now, teach a man to think. And he will change the world. Forever. However, thinking is hard. It requires painstaking training, hours upon hours of solitary study, and the invaluable guidance of people who can challenge your ideas and make you question your assumptions. Great thinkers aren't born. They are made. And in order to create the great thinkers of tomorrow, who can be better than the great thinkers of today? For more than 100 years, this has been our purpose. We are a school for the world. A school to change the world.
Okay, so this was like a quick preview regarding our facilities, some projects like I told you that we have, and some places that you will see in the future if you came here with us. And just to let you and to end this presentation with you, I will I will give you a quick preview regarding Lisbon, the city, the district, and just to let you with some water in your mouth. Let's say that is the cherry on the top of the cake, just for finally convincing you to come here to Technical Lisbon. Okay, so here we have. So just a quick preview about what you have to that you can experience outside the, let's say, the academic part. It's also important to enjoy the city and the region and the country. So this is our team, as you can see, me and Ricardo, and we are the Outside Europe team. So the ones that you will contact if you have some questions or doubts. You can also have a preview, a quick preview on our website, on our webpage, and also on our Instagram that we post some things from time to time. And you can also use our QR code to find there more information inside our webpage regarding the incoming students. Okay, so thank you all for being present here. I I welcome. I thank you for being present and to take all this time with us and hearing all of that. I think that I can also share with you on the chat the our documents, at least the most important, that are the student fact sheet and also the international mobility guide, just for you to are able to download it. And if you need it, you can also email us and request it, and you can also send it by email. Okay, so thank you, Uniandes Mobility Office, for the opportunity and your students to be present here, and it's a pleasure again to be here with you.
No, thank you guys both. I think it was amazing, both presentation of videos. I think it let us wanting to go there as soon as possible. So
Sure.
I have some I have a
Questions.
question, and I think
Sure.
this comes from a student who is, we call them pre-selected.
Mhm.
But let me check if he is. in which he says that does he need to translate his documents, his application documents, for example, when they're sending the documents over to you, do they need to be translated? All documents, for example, or transcript or records are in Spanish.
Yeah, they could use the Spanish version, even if it's official. If it's a issue document from your side, there is no problem. They could use the Spanish, Portuguese, English version. At least those three language, they are okay to use it. Okay, so no problem.
Okay,
No need
perfect.
for
And
translation.
yes, he's one of our pre-selected students, so he's going to go there in spring 2023, hopefully.
Okay, so we will be hate for him and for the other students.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so do you have any other questions? Remember that you can use the questions and answers button, or you can also use the chat option, or if you want to talk to them directly, you can raise your hand and I will allow you to use your microphone and camera if you want to.
I'm also leaving our email. If you have any
Mhm.
questions or doubt, you can also email us directly with no problem, and we will reply to you as soon as possible, answering all your doubts.
Okay, great. I will personally download all of these documents and you will have it. My students will have it. I'll show them where.
Yeah,
Wait a
you
minute.
you also add these documents that we
Yeah,
constantly
we
share with
do.
you. Yeah, so
So
don't
let me share my screen for a bit and
sure.
I show them where they can find them. So if you're here, this is our webpage, internacionalización.uniandes.co. You go to Movilidad Académica and then you click on Nuestros Convenios. Then you can use this text search to search for the university, and then you will have it. And here you have the recent fact sheet, and I think this is the International Mobility Guide, but I will um, use the one that you sent us and all the documents you sent us. So here you can find that we have several like opportunities, for example, for architecture students and for biology students. And I mean, the list is quite long and it's all within the SMILE agreement. So as you explained.
Yeah, I would assume that all these documents are updated because you requested us before. So at
Yes.
least if they are the most recent ones, that will be no problem because almost everything will be well explained there. So they just can consult your webpage. That is very good, at least from all our partners. I think that is the one that have our most detailed information available for students. So also congratulations for that.
Thank you so much. Okay, so Sergio also says, do you have an official starting date for the semester? I think he means the spring semester.
Yeah, the spring semester that we call it second semester. Also, it's from February to July. In this case, the second semester will occur from February 20 to at the maximum until July 14. Okay,
Great.
so the only recommendation that we have is for you to arrive at least 1 week earlier because we also have the welcome and reception week and some sessions for you. So it's important for you to arrive at least 1 week previously to the beginning of classes to do some tour guides with us, to have an experience with our team as well in the international affairs area. So we had a lot of activities that you will be able to enjoy during that week and to start your classes at let's say at the top of your level with everything clear for you. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, we have another question from Julian. He's also going to spring 2023. So he says, hi, Sandra and Ricardo. Thanks for the presentation. After we send our application, how much time do we have to wait to receive an mail knowing if we are accepted?
So you usually for you, and in this case, Julian also. we will be glad to welcome you in February. Um, After the beginning of the application, it will be on the October 15. So if you start the application and do all the 3 steps, and we also will provide you a guide with all the instructions to pass by through the all application process, and you concluded until the end of May, you will have your acceptance letter on the beginning of June, just because we know that is also important for you to, if needed, to apply for a visa, and it takes around 60 days. Sometimes it could be less, it could be a little bit more, but just to give you enough time to apply for the visa. So if you conclude it until the end of May, you will have it, the acceptance letter on the beginning of June. So that's it.
Great, great. So approximately a month or so.
Yeah, if they
If
sorry,
they complete, if they
I,
complete the application
yeah,
on
but
time.
sorry, I was messing the schedule, the schedules, the deadlines from the first semester to the second. Sorry, let's redo it again. If you
Okay.
if you apply on the beginning of the application on October 15, and if you do
Yes.
it until the end of that month on October, you on 15 days, let's say, you will have the acceptance letter on the beginning of November. So you will have, let's say, November, December, January, and even almost February to get your visa. Usually it takes around 30 days, because we also give the information, your information, to our embassies. Just try to speeding up the process. And usually with the Portuguese embassy in Bogota, we have a special agreement with them that we send them the, the digital certificate of acceptance letters, and that speed ups the process. So the minimum 30 days, in average 60 days, it could go to a must to the most of 90 days, but it's not that common. So but since we deliver you the acceptance letter on the beginning of November, you will have 4 months. So even if it takes 3 months, you will have 1 month before the beginning of classes. So still enough time to book your flight, or to deal with the accommodation and all of that. Okay, so don't need to worry about the deadlines or the time.
Perfect, perfect. We have another question which says, does the university provides us any residence? So I think they are talking about accommodation as well.
Yeah. So we have 2 residents, but nowadays the all residence system within the University of Lisbon was centralized in one service. So everything is not separated, only those for technical student or only those for other faculties. So you will be on a selection process. We will send an email about it, which kind of documents that you need. We'll fill a form. But since we have, let's say, uh, less there are a few spots only for you on the residence. So one of the documents that we also provide is the housing information, because nowadays it's, let's say that you will be many and the vacancy are so few that only a few of you will be able to get it. Okay, so that's why we will inform you about that process, but it is important to keep in mind to find an alternative place, and we give you also those informations, and even some of the websites that we recommend you. We have a partnership with them, and you can also get some discounts on the booking of those places. Okay, so that will be also a good option for you. Yeah, but we have that option, but as an alternative, we provide other solutions.
Great. We have another question from Sergio, but I read it and I would like to talk about it first. So, is there a chance we are not accepted in the process of application, or we can start planning flights and or accommodations? Okay, so as we explained a little bit earlier, it is uncertain. So until you have the documents in your hand, and I will extremely emphasize on in your hand, because until they're in your hand, you're not certain that you're going to do the exchange during, for example, in your case, during the spring 2023. And in this case, it's very very risky to start buying airplane tickets or start I don't know, paying for accommodations or anything. I mean, that is this is going to be difficult to get refunded. So our advice are as Uniandes and also the Office of International Affairs is that you wait until you have both documents in your hands, the accepted letter of from the Técnico de Lisboa and also your visa, because I mean, even though we have a high rate of acceptance, we cannot say that they are going to accept you because they have different standards and they have things to look through. And I mean, they're the ones that decide at the end. But not only that, we are not sure what the embassy is going to say. And so because of that, we advise not to do that before you have these two documents in your hand. I that is our advice, and that's why I wanted to say it first. Sorry.
No, no, we also agree with you. We just have a quick note, or just to add it, is just the most important thing is to get our acceptance letter. If you got it, you are already accepted, so you can start at the time to dealing with the visa. That is the next thing that you need to deal after you got your visa. Like it was told, uh, usually you got accepted, you got your visa, and you can do it on your own, and let's say trying to planning the flights and accommodation. But we not recommended that. It's on your side, but you will have enough time to deal with everything, and especially regarding the accommodation, probably you can come here and check the place. Some of them you need to be present to check if everything is clear or not. So what I can tell you is exactly what was being told. Just wait for the application letter, wait for the approval, start to dealing with your visa. That's why we try to deliver you the acceptance letter with a few months previously, uh, and afterwards just after you get your visa, book your flights and try to find a accommodation. Of course, you can start to search and looking for the prices and all of that. We know that is important for you, but do things step by step. So yeah, I think that's it. Just a quick note, regarding our the only course that could have a pre-selection before the application or even during the application is architecture, because since we are receiving many and many nominations, and the let's say the space for having classes and regarding rooms, professor, and all of this is close. If the number of nominations is not only from you, from all the partners, it's most that when what we can receive, we will let you know that will be a pre-selection, and probably we will only ask you for the transcript of records, and the professor responsible for architecture's mobilities, we will do a pre-selection and we will let you know if you are accepted or not. But it's only for a matter of let's say spacing rooms, just to give you a good experience, is not to give you only an experience, even if it's bad. So that is the only restriction. But we will let you know if you need to be on that press selection. And if you are there with all the students that wish to come here from architecture. So it's not a discrimination. Okay, it's just a process to make sure that in this case the only thing that will count, it will be the grades, until the number of spots are being fulfilled, let's say like that. So but we will let you know in time if it's needed or not after receiving all the nominations. Okay. And I'm also seeing in the chat that we also have some other questions, right?
Yes, so from Salomon, who is also going there, yes, he's also going for spring, says, I understand we need a place of residence for the visa process. Should we start looking for accommodations during the application process so that we can apply for the visa as soon as we get the acceptance letter?
So as we already told them, they should wait for the visa to start looking, or at least to book it. what they will ask you to have is just to have a place to stay at least on the first days that you will arrive. So you can book an hotel, an hostel, a place to stay during your first days, and you will have time to look on the city. We know that it's easier for you to be present on the city, go to the places, check it if it's a good thing for you, and now at the time book it. But since you got your visa, or if they are requesting for your visa that you need let's say an address, you just need to book a place to stay on the first days. Okay, so you could use Airbnb, other applications that you have to book places and find a place just for the first days, and then you will have enough time to find your final residence, let's say your final accommodation.
That's a very good tip. Thank you for that tip. Okay, we have another question, and I think that is the last question that we're going to take since our meeting is coming to an end. So, Juan Jose says, Sandra, could you please send me more information about master programs, please? I already finished my career, but I would like to know more about all the process, and I also know if I could apply with Los Andes after my graduation. So, these exchange agreements that we have with Técnico de Lisboa are only for students who are currently active in our institution, and also who are a undergraduate. So if you already graduate from your undergraduate program, you could not use these agreement. However, I think that Sandra could explain more about like the process of applying to a master program as a regular student, or maybe you can send us an address.
Yeah, so as I told you before, for the master programs, my colleague Ricardo has sent to the chat a link to our fact sheet, and all the master programs are available there, at least the ones for mobility. So if it's already graduated, if you wish to pursue, let's say, a PhD with you and wish to come here in mobility on a PhD level, we can check if that is possible as well. If you want to apply directly for a master or for a PhD here in Técnico, we can also send him the information about it. I will ask also probably my colleague Ricardo to send the link to apply for the masters in here. Okay, so that you have those different solutions to start, let's say, a new phase of your academic path with Uniandes and do a mobility with us, or if you are willing to come here also, we will welcome you and you can start your master or PhD path. And probably if you come here, you will have the opportunity to get back to Uniandes and do some mobility or some internship with them as well. So it's on you. It's you can have both ways. So just choose what is best for your future.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
so thank you for the links. I'll make sure that I'll share them all with the students, and I will also share the material that you shared with us previously in the website that I show you guys. Again, thank you so much, Sandra and Ricardo, for taking the time. I know it's kind of late over there, and thank you very much for explaining everything to talk. I mean, for talking about your university. It is gorgeous, and I think it's an amazing opportunity for our students to go there. And also Lisbon, it looks great. I haven't been there, but I think it's it's an amazing place. I think I need to go.
You can also apply for an ICM and do an international mobility as staff. So it's also a possibility. So
Course, of course, of course. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so so I would like to say a final thank you for you, I mean, for our students for being here and asking questions and being active. We are so glad to have you here. And this recording is going to be shared in our YouTube channel and also in another website that we're going to create a little bit later. So if you need the recording, you need to ask for the recording link for the link, and I will share it with you. Um, Thank you again so much. And this presentation, I will end this recording.